Okay, there's a jet going through down here, heading this way. In this video, it's gone. I can see it's come from down here between the two buildings on the right. It's behind a big blob of stuff, and there it goes between the other two blobs of, looks like clouds. There's a jet, and here we're going to watch to see if that jet with the chemtrail keeps coming through at some point here. It's a lot of clouds, but you'll see the bright white line of the chemtrail because the sun is reflecting it. Looks like he's gone deep into the clouds, and I don't see, he must have turned a little bit in. No. Well, I'll check the video, and if it's in there I'll post it. But you can see the sky if I pan around. I hate to miss this jet if it's still there. I think it's in the big, anyway, just above here you can see some crazy stuff. And over here, away from the west, away from the sunset, you get blue sky. And over here you can see the sky is blue. But here where I live, the west is here. That's where the sun sets, behind this big bunch of buildings here. So every day this jets fill the sky, and it's always like this. There's the blue sky here, and as soon as you get close to the sunset, this is clouds that are formed to block the sun all day long. From my vantage point, which begins here, facing north or south, whatever, as soon as the sun, before the sun comes here, jets are just spraying shite all over the place. I'm talking about 15, 20, 25 jets, and they block the sun. And then as the sun reaches the top of this building here, at this time of year, we are starting to get more sunshine on our balcony for the garden. It's the garden of my mother. I call in honor of my mother. And it's always the sun being blocked from my point of view of the sky here. So it's a big mess now, and it's not natural. I never heard of the word chemtrail before. I never heard of the word chemtrail when I arrived here in Italy, but within a day I saw in the sky crazy stuff like jets flying and leaving long trails all over the place, just like it was a war going on or something. That was my first. I never heard of anything to do with chemtrails. Not the word, not any stuff. That's an alarm for a car or a shop. Anyway, it's the end of March, and this is where the sun is going down. It's a little after 7 p.m. Italian time, North Italy. We are just behind these buildings is the Alps, and you can see them, and they're only a few hundred miles away. So you can see the snow on top of them, and it's really cool. But I just want to say the chemtrails are, there's my Luisa. Hey, ti amo! And the viewpoint I have of the sky is constantly either overcast or jets flying with long chemtrails or contrails, whatever you're calling them. It's obvious that these jets are making this stuff and spraying this stuff. We have an airport here, and this is a north-south, south-north runway pattern. And when I see the jets in the sky, it's not the contrail, it's the fact that the jets are flying in such bizarre, just completely insane directions. It don't make sense to me. Also, I see the trail stop and the jet keep going, and then the trail starts again, and then this is impossible. If it's water crystals, what they say, and if you do some research, you'll see that very simply, very easily, very quickly, you will find out that it's not true. I'm 50 years, over 50 years, looking at the sky, and up until I came here in January 2012, I never looked at the sky. I was seeing, I think it's what a lot of people are experiencing. They look up at the sky and they see the sky they remember. And I think that was the case with me too, because I was always looking at the sky my whole life. And just moving to another place, a country, going across the Atlantic Ocean, and having a fresh view of a new sky. I was in Florida before for 20 years, and I never saw a chemtrail or heard of a chemtrail or a contrail or anything coming from a jet before. And in my whole life, I remember seeing jets when I was a kid, and there was no contrails or chemtrails or anything. But in the 90s, I've researched that people have seen and began filming chemtrails in the 80s and the 90s. And now if you go into the movies on YouTube, every single movie that is made in Hollywood they have put chemtrails in the movies, the TV shows, anything. And obvious today there are chemtrails, and for the last, I don't know, 25, 30 years they've been doing this, so they don't have to put chemtrails in. They are filming the movie with the chemtrails already in the sky. So, and if you watch a sporting event, the Grand Prix, the soccer, the football, the baseball, where they show the sky, it's obvious. So I don't understand why no one is seeing this, no one is saying anything about it. Anyone with a voice is not talking. So anyway.